Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue. Welcome to another Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. I do news and reactions. And if you are not new, welcome back. For everyone who has been here and for everyone who's supporting, please note there is a join button right down there below. There's a thanks button. Now I notice for some videos the thanks comes up, for some not. I know for some don't. It's because the videos that I probably featured in my channel are copywritten, so they don't allow me to monetize on those videos, but my other videos you can. So consider joining because I'm making a few changes to this channel. I'm kind of toying with different ideas, but I'm not quite sure. If you think that Pathetically Unfiltered should stay, maybe I'll put a voting thing and get feedback from the audience and see how you feel about it. This is the TikTok Streets edition, so I will be going over different videos on TikTok. And of course, the last video will be paranormal. So let's get started. This video actually came across my FYP today, just a little while ago, because I've been recording several different videos. Oh, I wanted to say this before I was going somewhere with the whole join thing. With the join, things are going to change in my life personally, which will allow me to do Friday night lives or Saturday night lives. I'm looking forward to having like some interaction with the audience and doing actual lives where people can participate in conversations. I believe with the higher tier, I will be putting some extras in there. So if you'd like to join in on the actual live, that can happen. But let me go ahead and get everything together. So we'll come back to that. Let's get started with this video that I was talking about that came up in the FYP. Let me just say this. I'm feeling two ways about this particular video. In one way, I understand where the owner is coming from, but the other part of me is like, she didn't need to behave the way she did. I understand as far as the food is concerned, restaurants are very finicky when it comes to you bringing outside food. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video and let's discuss.
This restaurant owner just blew up her entire business over birthday cake. Has anybody else seen this viral video of this owner who owns the restaurant Joey Tomatoes going ballistic on customers who were there to celebrate a 5-year-old's birthday? After they spent $250 on pizza, they asked for a knife to cut a cake that they had brought for the 5-year-old, and this is the reaction they got from the owner.
You didn't call, you didn't make a change, right? You just walk into the restaurant, do whatever you want. It's inappropriate. If you want us to go, I don't know, do anything. You're not a good dad.
A 5-year-old birthday party. It's a 5-year-old birthday party. We just want to cut the cake.
I'm gonna just come to your house with the cake.
Okay.
Do whatever
I would say yeah.
It's inappropriate.
Now, if you notice in the video, the owner says, you didn't call, you didn't do anything. However, the customers have a very different story. In the caption, it says, we were celebrating a birthday at Joey Tomatoes in Point Pleasant Beach, my 5-year-old nephew. Mind you, we bought 4 large pies, different toppings, and 10 large drinks. It cost around $250. We called ahead of time and asked if it was okay to bring a cake. The person on the phone said it was okay. After eating, we asked for a knife to cut the cake. We offered to pay any additional fees, and this was the owner's reaction. I took the video mid-argument. I hate to be that guy, but I just had to take a video of this because this was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Now, if you don't believe the cost of these pizzas, this is actually the menu. A whole cheese pizza is $42, and then the list goes on where you can see all the toppings, gourmet toppings. It definitely appears that 4 pizzas would have been around $250. So we're having an argument over paying customers. In addition, somebody in the comments said any restaurant that you bring outside food to, they should be informed before you sit down. It's just courtesy. Hi, we're here, we're celebrating a birthday, we bought our own cake. Hope that's okay, that's etiquette. And the original poster says, we called ahead. Now, when I say that Joey Tomatoes may have blown up their entire business, this is the reviews that they now have. 1.8 stars because so many people have seen this viral video. Now, a lot of people are saying things like that last comment, like, well, is it really appropriate to bring outside food to a restaurant? Many people defending it saying, Cake literally gets brought to restaurants all the time. As long as you're a paying customer, you sit down and all you're doing is asking for a knife, I don't see a problem. But honestly, at this point, that's neither here nor there. The way that the owner responded to the customers is really the most concerning thing. But in addition, after seeing this, a lot of people are not only complaining about the owner's reaction, but the fact that this establishment has so many toxic cleaning products set around the entire restaurant and around food. I don't know much about health violations, but that is what people are saying. Hey, I think she's got bigger things to worry about than somebody asking for a knife over a birthday cake cutting after the customer spent $250. I think the reviews show how people feel about this, but I want to hear from you. Do you think it's appropriate to bring outside cake to a restaurant and establishment, especially if they called ahead? Or do you think that the customers are wrong and the owner had every right to have this reaction? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.
First off, I want to apologize because I had the fan going in the beginning. So I'm sorry if you heard it like going off. Like I said, it gets very hot in this room. I don't know why. My hair has already taken on a different form from the earlier videos that I recorded, but it is what it is, right? We're not here to talk about my hair. We're here to talk about the reaction of this woman at her restaurant and screaming from the top of her lungs about the cake. So several things here, okay? First and foremost, if they spoke to somebody at the restaurant who is not the owner, that may be a problem, especially if that person did not relay to the owner. Hey, we have guests coming. They're going to have a small party here and they wanted to bring a cake. If that person did not convey the message, then the owner is going to get mad that outside food was brought in. That's one that I have. The other thing is, what if the employee that said yes is tied with the owner? Maybe that person is like a co-owner of the restaurant and just failed to tell the owner, hey, this party's coming over. They're buying pizza, but they're also bringing a cake from the outside. Just to have some kind of communication of what's going on. Here's my other thing, okay? Let's just forget about the outside food, bringing outside food into a restaurant that they did not make. The idea that these people knew they were going to have a birthday party and then they want to borrow a knife from the restaurant instead of you bringing like plastic knives or whatever, so that you're not disrupting the service of the restaurant. I'm just throwing that out there because that could have been an option, especially if you know that you're having cake. The other thing could be, instead of having the cake there, if you were planning on going elsewhere, like maybe back home, you could have had the cake there and maybe avoided all of this. Again, they didn't know that this woman, the owner of the restaurant, was going to react in that way. Now, let's go to the reaction of the owner. Completely unacceptable, especially in a restaurant, in a public setting, with a child celebrating their birthday. They spent $250 on these pizzas. Let me tell you something. A whole pizza pie with whatever toppings for $42, that's a lot of money. Them pizzas better be real good. They better be New York style pizza for me to shed out $42 for a pie. I don't know how many slices come in a pie, but that's really expensive. So perhaps there's some kind of a specialty going on where they charge $42 for their pies. That being said, her reaction is completely unacceptable. It's just going to go back to that. There's a way of doing things. There is a way, something called etiquette. Let's just call it that. Have some kind of etiquette where you see something that you don't like, you got upset over it, you're the owner of the restaurant, you did not okay with the cake from an outside source being there. I can understand this woman could have tons of worries. What if they eat the cake? What if they get sick? The last place they were was at this pizza place. And if she doesn't sell cake, then it's going to be a whole big shit with the cake, right? So you want to avoid that. I completely get it. Again, her reaction, completely unacceptable. You're screaming your head off. You're making an ass out of yourself on the internet for people to record and put these videos up. And now you're dealing with a 1.8 rating because of your behavior. While I don't completely 100% side with the people who brought the cake in. The fact remains the owner's response was unacceptable. Now she's going to have to deal with these poor ratings or maybe just sell her pizza place to somebody else who's nicer. Because, like, what the fuck? There's no reason for anybody to carry on like that, especially in this day and age with the internet. Especially, everybody will whip out their phone, and a lot of the times, the recording may not come from the beginning, it can come from 5 minutes after. So now you have to explain what happened, and it's not going to look good either way. So let me know what you think about that video. So the next video I am going to play is a Trump supporter by the name of John Cannon, who had his side piece ejected or taken into detention because I don't know if her paperwork expired. Now, this is the short version on TikTok. There is a longer version that I can do later on and react to, but here is the short version on TikTok.
I voted for Trump. I am saying that they are picking up law-abiding citizens. They're destroying families, jobs.
John Gannon is a 75-year-old businessman and lifelong Republican who supported President Trump in 2024.
I wouldn't do that again. Not after this fiasco.
His fiancée, 45-year-old Venezuelan immigrant Yasmin Suarez Reyes, was detained by ICE at George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston in late July.
8 ICE agents swarmed Jasmine and detained her, didn't tell us why, and rustled her off into a car.
When you saw that unfold, what went through your mind?
Well, I was just in total disbelief.
According to her immigration lawyer, Suarez Reyes came to the U.S. legally in 2023 and later applied for asylum, a case that is still ongoing. But her underlying permission to be in the U.S. has lapsed.
Some people may say this is what mass deportations look like.
They're not going after the hard guys. That's too difficult. It's easier to pick them up at the airport. You know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Suarez Reyes was arrested as part of a recent crackdown by ICE at airports across the country.
ICE is here, help us!
Back in Texas, Gannon says he deeply misses his fiancée, who remains in ICE custody, facing deportation.
Jasmine's good as gold. Love Jasmine. That's it.
We contacted the Department of Homeland Security about this case, but have yet to hear back. Immigrants like Suarez Reyes would typically not have been targeted for deportation and arrest under prior administrations. But the Trump administration has taken the position that anyone whose immigration status has lapsed is fair game for enforcement.
I voted.
Let me just say this. I didn't mean to laugh. Yes, I did. I was reading the comments as he was talking because I had seen this video. It's amazing how these Trump supporters think they are exempt. I'm going to read the comments. One of Bishop's comments, I was reading it and I started laughing. This person, no empathy for him. This is exactly what he voted for. Here's another one. You sure didn't care when people were abused and kidnapped in the street otherwise, but since it affects you, well, Bishop. See, I think when I read Bishop's comments, I hear her voice, so it just makes me laugh. He voted for this. If he wanted to break up with Yasmin, there were easier ways. I can't even. Just the mere fact that this man comes out and says, well, they were supposed to go after the hard criminals. Like, really? They're going after anyone that does not look, quote unquote, American. You understand what I'm saying? What made this man think he was extra uber special? They would not touch Yasmin and that they were safe. He is not an exception to the rule. As a matter of fact, that is the second story that I hear about somebody's fiance being whipped away who is a Trump supporter. You get exactly what you deserve because everyone has been warned. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the underlying with the whole ICE thing and what they were going to do to immigrants. Like all of a sudden, the immigrants became the enemy. But that is the story. That is the history of regimes. What they do, they point the finger at others. blaming the problems that we have on others. It's kind of like that narcissistic point of view. You don't want to take responsibility for yourself. You want to point the finger because it has to be somebody else's fault other than your own. So this next video I'm going to play, I was seeing this lady a lot on Instagram, and immediately, I think, including myself, I'm not even going to leave myself out of the equation. When you see something like this, a lot of thoughts go through my head. A traumatic thing happened in her life. She's not all well put together. I mean, just a variety of negative thoughts. Instead of just thinking, this is what she likes and this is how she expresses herself, and that's that. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the real dolls. And I knew somebody who made real dolls. Her name is Marilyn Mansfield. I interviewed her. The video quality is terrible, so I apologize for that. Hopefully one day I can interview her in the near future. But she used to make real dolls. And let me tell you something. There's a funny feeling that you get when you hold these dolls. They feel very, very real. And I wanted to take the doll home. I mean, I didn't have the money, so it was expensive. It's not like she was going to give it to me. She makes these things, and it was just too expensive for my budget, and it still is. Like, I don't know. I just see myself spending $500 or so on something else other than these silicone dolls. It's just way out of budget. But there's a lady who does this whole real life thing. I mean, she gives them voices. She has dolls that have diapers. And I think what a lot of people are thinking, I know I sent this to my friend, a girl at a plant world. And I'm like, I think what bothers me is that she actually is making baby food and mixing it in the bottle. And I'm thinking about the people who probably really can't afford baby food. I mean, they're getting food for their babies and diapers. But these things are expensive. So I don't know, is there like a special outlet that this woman is going to for these diapers, like buying them cheap because she's changing diapers? She's throwing them out like they're soiled. They're not soiled. I'm like, I can't. So I'm going to play a video of this particular lady. I think her channel is called Dolls Are Not Real or something like that. And then I'm going to play a report on these people who are investing in these real dolls.
It's evening in the Dow nursery and time to get my 3 girls ready for bed. And if you're new here, I'm Gina, doll mom to 3, and I love my hobby because it gives me a sense of peace. To be a doll mom is a choice. It's creative, it's art, and it's enjoying the softer moments of motherhood. And no, I don't collect because of trauma or diagnosis. I do so because I want to.
Hey, Pippa. Dada, can I hold your new pig? Pig! He's empty. There's no money inside. Money? Yeah, he's a piggy bank. How I get the money? You need a job. Mommy! I need a job. But I did say the pig needs the money in his belly.
Pippa, what are you doing? I already took out your pull-up.
But it's not pig. I think you're Hollywood arts high, Mom.
Doll moms do not believe the dolls are alive.
Mommy, did not make the big mess. I did make the mess. That's a lie, Pippa, and you know it.
Some collectors, like myself, love the creative side by giving their art dolls tiny personalities.
There you are. Baby, why you got my daddy on?
By sharing role-play moments for others to enjoy.
Mommy, you love me more than baby, right? Hey, Mom, I have an idea. Let's go swimming tomorrow. I'm going to gargle like a pro.
So if you're curious, I encourage you to stick around because I offer my viewers emotionally rich stories about doll motherhood, characters you're sure to fall in love with,
Already?
and a comforting, realistic world for those who appreciate the art.
I think I'll bring you, Dolly. Isn't that a good idea, Mom?
Bedtime.
Night, I need a pig!
Sweet dreams, Pippa. Doll moms understand the value and purpose their dolls bring. That's why, when we fully embrace and accept our hobby, we exude grace, emotional resilience, and greater daily well-being.
Clearly, I honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm a little bit speechless. That was the first time that I'm seeing this video with all of you. And she gives this explanation, as you heard, as to the reason why she has these dolls. Personally, for me, I don't have time to play with dolls. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm making content. I enjoy doing my YouTube videos. This is what I like to do. This is what I make time for. And this woman makes time to play with dolls, give them voices, give them personalities. Now, I was looking at the milk thing because remember I said I was bothered with the whole milk thing. It looked like it said craft, so it may not be real milk. I hope not. Because, you know, you start thinking if you're using like real powder milk, who is drinking this? Like, I think people have so many questions. So I'm going to play a little bit of the news report when it comes to these silicone dolls and why it's so popular.
You're about to enter the surreal world of reborn dolls, incredibly lifelike and costing thousands. Many who collect these high-priced dolls create intricate nurseries and treat them like actual children. What they say motivates them may surprise you. Here's ABC's Melissa Adon.
So this is my nursery. I call it Butterfly Nursery. Victoria has beautiful pierced ears. So he has like this little fade going on. I can actually curl her hair, straighten her hair, just like I do mine. She's one of the only ones that can take a full pacifier. He has gorgeous hair, gorgeous curls. I think I bonded with him because he has a very like mama's boy face.
In Cheryl Wood's nursery, the babies don't cry, they don't grow. They're called reborn dolls.
So this is a dimple sculpt. He has these cute dimples here, and gorgeous smile. There's veining that will be added sometimes on the arms or even on the face. I love smiling, grumpy, serious, anything. It just kind of adds life to the nursery. Tate was a custom. I got to pick his eye color, skin tone, his hairstyle, his hair color. For me with Tate, I think he really reminds me of my boys when they were little.
These are hyper-realistic, handmade, and high-priced dolls.
I have 38 reborn dolls. Silicones will start at about $1,800 and they go all the way up to $10,000. She was $3,000. She has what we call armatures. Because she has the wiring in her arms, I can make her look even more lifelike.
Cheryl is a mother of 3 teenagers, but the reborns are giving her a different kind of joy.
Let me just say this. First of all, she has a carriage. Then $1,800 to $10,000 for a silicone doll. I'm just curious to know, what would you do if you had $10,000? Would you spend your money on a silicone doll? Or would you take that money and invest it in something else? I'm just curious because $10,000 is a lot of money for a doll. That's just me.
It really boosts like the dopamine to bring you a feeling of calmness and peace. It brought back the spark of my love for dolls when I was younger, but it also has helped immensely with my anxiety over the years.
Reborn dolls are now a global phenomenon. Cheryl is just one of tens of thousands of women collecting these dolls.
Day in a life of taking care of my reborns, part 1. First, I get them out of bed and make them all breakfast.
Fueled by social media like this doll mom who goes...
Hold up. Who's eating that pancake? That waffle. Who is eating this? The dolls cannot eat. Is this real food? Is this like a designer plate that always stays the same? I just have a lot of questions right now.
First, I get them out of bed and make them all breakfast.
Fueled by social media like this doll mom who goes by The Dolls Aren't Real on Instagram, where she treats them like real kids, pretending to handle everyday routines.
Change your diaper.
Taking them to Target.
Wow, that is precious.
Or even giving one a spa day. Their appeal has also played out on TV. M. Night Shyamalan's Apple TV thriller, Servant, portrayed a reborn as a source of solace for a grieving mother.
We lost Jericho when he was 13 weeks. Dorothy took it hard. This was the only thing that brought her back.
We're inside the West Coast Doll Show, and there's dolls just like this, reborns. This one's Logan. He's worth $1,500.
It's the largest doll show here in California.
Here in Los Angeles.
I'm going to get my baby.
Hundreds have come to buy.
Those are little nano preemie diapers.
Sell.
Great prices. It's kind of like, okay, can I just take them all?
And show off reborn dolls.
This is the baby that I sculpted, the real baby I sculpted.
Where playing with dolls is serious business.
I bought her hair from a barber.
He is going to go home and join a embarrassingly large collection.
Some people try.
Okay. I'm going to leave it at this, but I'm going to read the comments because this is an 8-minute video. So I want to be able to link it and then you can watch it at your leisure. Somebody comments, this is a mental health issue and should not be glorified. American wastefulness due to broken mental health system. This is not a hobby. This is something completely different. One thing is real. Too much for my mental well-being. Nuff said. Then somebody puts, this is an interesting comment. Like, why not visit orphanages, foster homes, and help provide for them instead? ? The foster home, I think it's a good idea. I mean, clearly these women, this is just my own personal thought. I don't think that these women are so off their rocker that they can't open up their home to a foster child. Even if the child is staying there temporarily. I mean, they have everything there already. So it's not like they need to buy anything extra, but I just don't understand. That is a lot of work. And whether they're doing it to create, you know what? I'm not going to try and figure it out. You guys can figure it out in the comments. I can't do it no more. Let's just move on to the next video. Okay, so before we go into the paranormal, I want to play one more video. Tucker Carlson apparently interviewed Hunter Biden. Now, I have not gotten a chance to talk about Hunter Biden. He is one of the topics I have on my list that I do want to talk about, among other things that I want to talk about in the political realm. I don't know yet if I'm going to be making something exclusive for Substack and Patreon, so do follow those accounts. They will all be linked down below. I find it very interesting because, as you know, other than the demons that Tucker Carlson lives with his dogs not being able to protect him, he has turned his own tides and has basically admitted that he has been wrong. Whether admitted is a right word or not, the fact remains, 1 minute he was all for Trump and then the next minute, oh, I didn't know that Trump was going to do these things. Yes, you did. Like, let's not fake the funk over here. You knew exactly what was going on and you were getting paid to spread the propaganda. Were you not? Allegedly. I'm just saying. So I'm going to play you a clip of this promo that he did with Hunter Biden in anticipation. I don't know if the interview came out today. Today is Monday, April. Today is Monday, August 10th. I don't know how I got to April, but anyway, because I think a lot of the times it just feels like April Fool's Day every day.
I haven't seen you in 11 years, though I've talked about you. Hunter Biden.
I love Candace.
I do too.
Yeah. I like Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I like that there are people that have kind of woken up.
I have really only one question, one thing that has bothered me. So I just want to ask you point blank, did you drop off laptops?
No, the answer is no. I say to everybody, okay, show me your phone. Because I showed you mine, and you didn't find a goddamn thing.
We get approached by Israelis connected to Benjamin Netanyahu who are shopping this stuff to me at Fox News. The way that it entered the bloodstream of the American media was not real.
I don't have any more secrets. Donald Trump, I think he had such an opportunity. He just decided that all he was going to do was for himself.
One of my closest friends went off the deep end, and all of a sudden Trump's under the bed, and it's like, whoa. It's like
he was under my bed. just, we are at an inflection point in this country.
What's your plan?
We are in desperate need of leadership.
So it says Monday. Today's Monday. I don't know if it's today. If it did come out, I will watch it and I will do a reaction on that video. And then finally, we are going to do a paranormal. This was a video that I randomly found on TikTok. I have no idea what it is, and we're all going to watch it together.
Estoy escuchando ruidos de afuera. Ahí están. Esos son los ruidos que se escuchan en el patio. Voy a salir a ver. Son 3:10 de la mañana. Benjamin, ¿te quedas aquí?
I thought that was a doll.
Estoy escuchando ruidos desde el galpón, como voces. Voy a ver. están escuchando ruidos acá, ahí dejaron de hablar. Hace días que vengo escuchando ruidos acá. Ya no sé cómo...
Nope. Oh, hells no. Now she's just like falling down randomly.
Se cayó de acá un botín. Ya igual a estas alturas. Miedo ya no tengo. Mucho eso.
What the fuck?
Sos hijo de puta. El coche yo no lo dejo ahí aparte. Siempre aparece el coche en cualquier lado.
Yeah, that carriage move all by
No
itself.
sé qué.
It's time to move out.
Benji, vení acá. Vení, Benji acá.
He named the dog Benji.
Se me desvanecen las piernas ya. Ya no sé cómo vivir. Ven, Camille, vení conmigo. No te vayas, vení. Quédate acá. Quédate acá. Deja de
You need to
ladrar,
pick
quédate.
up that dog.
¿A dónde estás mirando, Camille? Vení acá, Camille. Vení acá.
Oh, hells no. Nope. Nope. Oh, hells no. No.
Andate.
No. Please let this be fake. Mm-mm. Nope. Hell to the no. It's time to move out. Take the dog, take whatever plants you're going to take with you, and leave. I'm going to leave it at that. That was scary. I got goosebumps and everything. So, what do you think of this TikTok Streets edition? From the dolls to Hunter Biden to the scary shit and the lady at the restaurant. What are your thoughts? With all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. As always, remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.